I don't know if I want that.
I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We're on to the divisional round now. 2 steps away from playing on the biggest stage in sports. It's the Steelers going up against the Mounties. With that, let's get you up to Toronto as we welcome in our commentators, Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Toronto Mounties. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gauden. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now back to throw. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And partner, nice little connection there on the corner route.
The receiver set it up perfectly, worked his way inside, and then broke it back to the outside for the completion.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Third and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And incomplete. The contact made the ball run free and brings up fourth down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. So a rocky start on both sides offensively. Turnovers exchanged.
I saw what you did.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole
97 speed, bro.
Come on, yo. The ball, continue to move it. Their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
So 2nd and 10 here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete.
One of them games. I'd rather be playing T-Mac for real, man.
When they think they got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. He'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to the throw the contact. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Ooh, with a juke. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. The defense came out with a look that they had prepped for all week to attack. They took advantage, got the 1st down.
And the key words in there, prepped for all week. They really studied them, understood their tendencies, knew what they liked to do, and prepared their game plan accordingly. And boy, the payoff was good.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Shift together here from the D-line. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
Get his ass out the game.
Now Wilson's here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got time in the pocket. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so. They need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
What light on?
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, That's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll set up to throw.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, a curious decision.
That's bullshit, man.
Doesn't pan out, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. And now back
Straight
out comes
bullshit,
the
bro.
offense. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, come on.
on plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And his kick here is good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So you've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, so they held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it,
Upfield, 97 speed, upfield.
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 5-yard pickup that time. I'm back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They're up against a 3rd and 2 to start things out. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on it, it leads to an incompletion as we just saw there. That's winning football.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's brought down. There will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And he'll get it out a couple yards
right
shy
there,
midfield at the 48. That one good for 12 yards. And it's a 2nd down.
That was a good, strong run there. While one picked up a 1st down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Surveying the field.
Oh, they didn't let me get up, though. Oh, they didn't even let me get up.
He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Go get his ass.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the second time.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 41 yards. On first down, he'll drop to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. It's a gain of 20 that time. And the Steelers are going to have a first and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. He'll look to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Their dangerous wide receiver from 3 yards out. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Second down following the run.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty. He can make moves, make people
Oh
miss.
my gosh.
So hits 2 and through a hole before it can close down.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown. A big play there. 49 yards. And his guys are going to retake the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like
That's
that,
another backup
almost like
running
big
back.
bolts of lightning, aren't they?
And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy. Create that spark.
So he has one touchdown, one interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now this offense...
Supposed to be playing another dude, but he can't play, so I got to play the computer. His team, though. His team really good, man. Like 94.
It would be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've had to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Not a lot of dance steps in that run. That's much more like being that bowling ball, just going down and scattering some pins, breaking through contact, breaking through tackles, and he knows how to finish a run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be
turkey bacon.
6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Wide open.
It's 5.
Cooper. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Larry Ridley at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. They're going to look to throw.
It's a sack, man.
And toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options and throws it away. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
That's fluke, man.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for going into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right
man.
cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them.
I'm about to take the fourth W, Joe. Fuck this.
Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds.
I knew they was running this shit.
Out of the gun. And he'll get this down over. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking for someone to throw to.
Pick that
Incomplete.
off.
The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This one from 35 yards away.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out and check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
This will be fielded at the 8. Now a hit.
Man, I knew that shit was gonna happen, Joe.
Get their hands on it, going the other way.
Man, that's bullshit, man.
Back for a touchdown.
I knew that shit. I just said that shit in my head. That shit was gonna happen, Joe.
So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And the lead is up to 14. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't.
And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Niggas making me fumble.
Back onto the field.
Scooping, scoring shit.
They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here we go with 2nd and 7. He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll set up to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
Yeah, this nigga 97 speed over here, Joe. He 97 speed, you know. There's no way he shouldn't be running past this nigga, man.
If something goes wrong.
'92, '91. This nigga 97 speed. Oh, he shouldn't be keeping up with these niggas, man.
You may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
He's going to let it go again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level
still found a nigga, Joe.
He's got to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
A gain of 32 that time.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here, that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now,
stop it, man.
By the offense. And with that time on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this one is right through. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
Thanks, Brent.
Okay. Well, so much for the halftime report here. The guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter.
Fuck your Snickers. Shoot, man. Shit.
This is taking about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll look to throw. Finding time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
He failed in everything.
Back, it's complete. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5.
He failed on everything, bro. Still got back up and scored.
A great effort there. 89 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal calls would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly. And that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now a play fake here on 1st down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
97 speed. Once again, he should not be with him, Joe. He's a fucking 97. That dude's a 92 or some shit.
Experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Give him 28 yards on that one. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. And quickly, they get to the line. They're going to look to throw. Now they set up the screen.
Block him. Fat ass.
Get it down to the 25-yard
Fat ass all big.
Before they're out of the screen and it's 2nd down. Back to throw again. His throw caught right around the 6. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Again, he'll drop the throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
They come out here in the eye. Offense working with a 2nd and goal now from the 3.
Ah, just hold your block.
Losing yardage to the 9. It
Jeez.
goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme.
Come on, Lamar. You're the only one I can count on right now, Lamar.
Position. That may open things up for your running backs.
And almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Hopkins' kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
They've been running the ball all day. I knew it. They've been running the ball all day, though. As soon as I pick run blitz, they play action.
Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Man, be cheating, huh?
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Go a heck of a move.
This is like a backup running back killing me.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh
Breaking hella tackles.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're not all saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space.
Screen.
Side of the ball. Not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there, but you got to keep your spirit up at the same time, and they're taking that too.
Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down the following a pretty juke move that gives him the 1st down. So he makes the grab and the change move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that 1st down pass.
They go play action. action here. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Looking for his running back, and he's got it. 17 yards on the pickup. That'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting into their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
I pick run middle. How does he score a touchdown? I pick run middle.
In for a touchdown.
Fuck, man. That's bullshit, Joe.
Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown.
You can't beat the Browns anyway.
It almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5.
13-6, these niggas make me fumble, score, change the whole game. Sorry, though, you can't beat the Browns anyway.
A handoff as they run the counter play. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape.
One time he did get past a nigga.
They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Welcome back to Toronto. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down.
And the coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Trying to lay one up deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And 2nd and 10.
Why did he? Oh my gosh, young. What the fuck?
Another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41.
Watch the nigga just stop running the route. What'd you stop for? Come on, man. Fucking it up. It's ridiculous.
1 yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose much yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive, and when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hurt his ass.
Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. Well, it was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He lost 2, and it brings up 4.
Brown, you lucky, Brown.
Gathers together to watch tape for this game. They're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw.
All right.
But you know the defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
The defense once more getting set to do battle as they head back out. They've certainly got something to build off of. They had the interception last time out.
And now they have to just make sure they're cognizant of not trying too hard for interceptions. Once you get one, it makes you a little more antsy to try and get another one. Now you got to be careful of double moves, different things like that against them. But they like the momentum that they've begun to build.
We'll see if they can keep that momentum going.
There's no shyness there pushing the ball downfield, but I like the coverage on the play in good position. And when you have a 50-50 ball, who's going to come down with it? I like the way they made the play, came across, and knocked it away.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Then he motions the wide receiver. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, they passed him off really well.
Complete here on third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And Davis has it over the middle. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Okay, that was a fake punt, and it was successful throwing the football. I know you threw the football in your past off of a fake.
Yeah, but unsuccessful back in my high school days. Old Tim Jones dropped it, hit it right in the numbers. But I'll tell you what, these guys, they love this opportunity, don't they? A chance to get involved.
They certainly do, and many of them were quarterbacks or big-time players when they were in high school and college. So to get back doing what they did before, always fun.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw again. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Right middle. I pick my middle.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up in the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs juking.
Yeah, he showed off a nice juke in the defender, but the next wave there to bring him down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third.
He get this shit.
Here's a play fake as they set up.
Oh my, they be cheating, y'all. They be cheating.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield. But that one goes incomplete.
I ain't that type of dude, man.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. There is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the pudding tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
All right, come on,
And this is
man.
picked up by the defense.
What the fuck, man?
This ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth
Yeah, you'd
quarter.
say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now this offense ready to take over again. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Looking to throw, backing up. He can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to let it fly. And he's back
still drop the motherfucker, bro.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that second attempt. Back to throw now on second
97 speed, Joe. He shouldn't even be near me.
Stops with 10 seconds left.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Out of the gun now on
97 speed,
now a
man.
desperation throw
Now he
deep
overthrown.
downfield. And that's caught inside the 30.
Man, fucked up, man. Last play of the game, they're gonna let me do that shit. Man, fucked up, man.
Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points. But he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down. With this deficit, he might need to score a couple more times to give them a chance.
So they're going to go for 2. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll again try for 2, this time from the 7. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. It was an exercise in futility anyway. It doesn't affect the final outcome, and this one's over. So they tried to tack on 2 more. Wouldn't have mattered as far as who won and who lost, but that's how this one ends.
Felt like cosmetics, didn't it? Just put another 2 points on the board, make the score look a little bit better. Maybe they wanted to run a 2-point conversion just to see what they had. Who knows? But it just wasn't necessary.